by yourself, or did you receive pressure from Democratic allies?
This is a decision that I make with my family. And certainly I think, as I said, it's the right decision. I'll note, I think it's appropriate we're here today. The war that's being waged against Minnesota, you're seeing it. We have a ridiculous surge of apparently 2,000 people not coordinating with us that are for a show of the cameras. I'm going to note to all of you, today is January 6th. There's no debate what happened. The President of the United States led an insurrection against a fair election to try and overturn that and, report both sides of this. Well, he said he really didn't, and courts convicted 400 of them and he pardoned them. No, he did that. And that's today. And it's clear that we also saw today he implemented 5 states are being punished with a freezing of federal funds illegally that were appropriated by Congress, our tax dollars. And I find it interesting that Minnesota, California, Illinois, and New York were taking that. The interesting thing is the biggest fraud trial in the country is taking place in Mississippi today with $100 million of welfare fraud. I don't believe Mississippi was on that list. So look, this is a concerted effort to try and destroy the president's opponents, to destroy the rule of law. And it became apparent to me that he was going to do that with me being there. And I just feel, along with my family, that it's the best decision for Minnesota. And I feel very confident in that. I think it's going to be clear that Minnesotans agree with that.
Can you talk about
So.
more?
Welcome to the Absurdity Space, our weekly podcast, episode 5 this time. I slept through half of episode 4. And I took a nap and said I will be awake. I set an alarm and everything, said I would be awake, and I was not awake. The alarm did not go off. Or it did, but it was silent. So I finally got woken up. Like, you're supposed to be on right now, and did not really even know where I was. I was very confused.
It always happens when you take a nap. You're like, oh, a little nap, and then like 5 hours later, you're like, oh shit, it's dark.
I always go. This time it's gonna be an hour nap. This time an hour nap. That's all it's gonna be. And then it's like 4 hours later, and I'm like, I could go for another hour. It's fine.
Yeah. It's like, why not? It's already dark out.
I'm Forrest Miller. This is Christina Oakes on my right, I guess. Although maybe
not politically though.
No,
at least geographically.
But
John Phillips would say
on the side. So we watched that clip of Tim Walz from yesterday. Talking about the investigations that are going to be going on. I have a feeling that after Minnesota, it's definitely going to be California and New York. It feels like
for those who don't know, a lot's been going on in Minnesota like within like the last month or so, and my theory is that the GOP wants to target the state of Minnesota because it is a success story of what the Democrats can do for its people, so they've been working real hard for years to try to it's, in my opinion, probably started with the George Floyd thing. They don't like that, there's Somali immigrants. They don't like Ilhan Omar being there. They don't like the fact that there's a slim margin of a majority, and yet,
it was a margin of one, right? It was a margin
one. Yeah, and that's why they're like, California, New York can't do that, and they got, pretty wider, margins of a majority, but it's. They are going to be targeting states that are blue states that are success stories of what a Democratic Party can do for its citizens. And that worries me because it seems shit's getting ramped up considering what happened today in Minneapolis with that woman that got shot 3 times in the face by ICE agents.
I was going to play the video, but I feel like, should I play it? I don't know. Should I play it? I feel like it'll get flagged, but there's already
the story is she was gonna run him over. No, she was backing up and they were surrounding her. Like, I've seen the video. Like, it's
the guy seems like it. From what I saw, the guy looks like he steps in front of her, and then even then she's going slowly. He steps out of the way of the car and then starts firing into it. I noticed
the guy like, she was gonna ram him over. I'm like, that's not what the video shows.
Not my favorite person in the world, but Brianna Joy Gray had a point that it seems like every single time anybody comments on this at all, on Twitter, which is Twitter obviously is now just a giant bot farm. There's like it's like as soon as it happened, right? Like not even giving people enough time to like look at the video. Like as soon as it happened, there's a bunch of bots or a bunch of accounts that suddenly kind of say the exact same thing underneath the person's post and argue that the woman was trying to run down the ICE officer. But even some people that are like not that like some people that
run over protesters all the time. Why is that not self-defense in this case? If that wasn't the case.
Some people that I wouldn't expect that are like more on the conservative side have kind of this time been like, okay, she wasn't necessarily like about
our buddies, our comrades Bill Crystal and Joe Walsh. Is that Walsh? Is that who you're talking about?
No, there was even people that were like involved in like Compact Magazine that I saw that like are on the right that were kind of pointing it out. I don't know, like people that I guess try to pride themselves on common sense.
Yeah.
But I've also seen, so I don't know how, because it's blue sky, so I don't know whatever, but there's they had somebody from there's a senior official in the Department of Homeland Security that said basically that the officer was not acting as trained, never approach a vehicle from the front, to approach vehicles or possibly arm people in a tactical L 90-degree angle to prevent injury or crossfire. So that means don't step in front of a moving car. Not to shoot at a moving vehicle, which you could also shoot at the tires of the vehicle. This person seemed like he acted.
That's what my mom was saying. She's like, if they wanted to stop the car, shoot the tires. Don't shoot the woman in the face 3 times and kill her.
Only use force. There's immediate risk of serious injury or death, which there wasn't. And so it's like, I don't know, all of those points, which I assume whoever talked to the media and said that's going to be, immediately fired by the Trump administration.
Yeah, they're like, no, we have a narrative we got to run here. What the fuck are you doing? Because that's what's happening. Because it's funny because, like a lot of my congressmen and senators are, making comments by, we support the law enforcement. I'm commenting, yesterday was the anniversary of January 6th. No one, people are fine with attacking law enforcement in that case.
I've like yesterday I got into arguments with people on Twitter because I was saying like it seems like the only person in the entire world, because the Trump administration put up a website that's like Ashley Babbitt was murdered in cold blood, and it seems like the only person that the Trump administration and the people that follow it have ever been willing to say has been murdered in cold blood by a law enforcement official is Ashley Babbitt. And like a bunch of people were like, oh yeah, well then prove it, show me. Well, I don't know how you prove a negative pretty much, but it's like I feel like it's on them to prove that there's another person that they think has been murdered by cold blood by law enforcement. So I don't know what the person was getting at, but it's pretty funny that like now, because I saw before even the video came out, there were people that like clearly hadn't seen the video underneath it. I mean, it's probably bots, but like still being like, oh yeah, well I bet she had it coming, and I'm like, that just proves my point that I just said yesterday about the Ashley Babbitt thing.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, you can't have it both ways. People, you can't, claim Blue Lives Matter and I mean, the thing with leftists, like we say ACAB all the time, but we also know, like, we know when we're being hypocrites. When we point out when the right's being hypocritical, they hate that and they don't think they're being hypocritical. Like, it's like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think,
again, we're just smarter than them.
No, but I don't think that I don't think pointing out hypocrisy does anything at this point. Like I think that they relish acting in hypocrisy or whatever. Like I don't like, because all the time there's moments where people are like, oh yeah, and they just go back and find something from like 15 years ago and go, well, like they just make something up. So I don't think it really does anything to challenge, like you can point out hypocrisy all day, and at some point they're just gonna say, yeah, all right, well we're being hypocrites, and it's like,
yeah.
I don't know. It only works in that one direction, though, right? Like, if someone on the left is being hypocritical, they're the first ones to point it out. But I don't feel like it does anything. I think at some point, like, we're going to live in a post-hypocrisy society.
Yeah.
Like it's like in the comments, hypocrisy is the point. Like, I really just think that's it. At some point, like, it's like we could do whatever the fuck we want, and we'll call it out when we see it from.
Yeah. It's just nothing matters anymore. It's like we've gone so far deep, and the only thing I agree with Bill Maher on is I miss when politics were boring and no one talked about it and it didn't seep into every aspect of our lives. But the Republicans made sure that would be the case. People want to, like, why did things get political all of a sudden? I'm like, because people are angry that a black man was president.
Yeah, but I mean, I think also that things were always tending in this direction, and like there's a lot of moments.
Especially age of social media and all that too.
Yeah, but there's a lot of moments that I think on the Democratic side, the centrist Democratic side, led up to this. Like, I don't know, like Obama was allowed to just, pretty much set off a drone and kill an American citizen in Yemen during a wedding, and nobody really said anything.
Yeah.
I mean, at the time, like
Yeah.
there were people saying something about it, but
Yeah.
nobody on the
But,
the
yeah.
centrist side.
And then, but also too, people are complaining about like, I remember when when Tommy Lahren blew up because she criticized Beyonce for wearing Black Panther garb at the Super Bowl halftime show. I'm like, that was just a 15-second, and I remember watching the whole thing. I'm like, this is the controversy here. Okay, she's friends with Ivanka and Jared, so I'm like it's stupid. Like it's like little things like they have to politicize every little thing, and it's like,
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't matter. I think the problem with the whole culture war thing, which is just ratcheting up in every direction. I think people are just going insane at some point. Like, there's a lot of stuff on every single side that I see that people are like seem more and more insane and more reactive to stuff, and it's definitely not good. But like, I feel like class politics being taken out of every, I mean, even just New Deal style class politics, or like 60s style, war on poverty style class politics, which isn't like the class politics that we would want as like, socialists or whatever, but it's still a form of it. I think that like material reality kind of being taken out of the conversation is when the culture war thing permeates, and it's kind of sad. Like, the Clinton era basically made sure that there is no working class or like just kind of impoverished, I guess, class politics to go into stuff anymore. And the vacuum for that was filled by like the most annoying culture war stuff that's just permeated everything. Or like red state, blue state. Thomas Frank did a really good book where he talks about the red state, blue state thing. What's the matter with Kansas? And he talks about how red state and blue state identity has permeated past everything to do with class politics. And like, I don't know, it's like we've gone past even like the idea of like identity politics, and we're kind of in a time of just like stupid politics. Like it's everything's kind of commercialized, and it's like your identity is based on kind of commercial elements almost. I wear Carhartt and a trucker hat like Marco Rubio tried to do when he was that's working.
Little Marco. Also, too, I love the fact, like what's been going on with Venezuela. A lot of, like my TikTok algorithm is full of like people claiming to be from Venezuela, like young, like Gen Z, and I'm like, oh baby, you don't know what it's like to be under U.S. rule in a foreign country, are you? Also, too, someone has said that Miami, it's mostly also immigrants from like Miami.
Yeah,
like Miami is America's Tel Aviv, because you could ask people, because I've seen a lot of TikToks of people who live in Miami who are leftists. They're like, you could be as pro-Palestine as you want outside of Miami, but man, when you're in Miami, you cannot be pro-Palestine, you cannot be anti-Trump, you can't be I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. You can't be pro-Cuba. Like, she's like, they're like, it's like a whole different world. Like I'm like, it's Florida.
Well, I was thinking about how someone made the point. I don't think it really is as much the Venezuelan diaspora, but definitely the Cuban diaspora. Before we really had this like AIPAC style, like Israel lobby. Like the Cuban lobby was above that even, you know what I mean? Like for in like the 50s and the 60s especially, because like we weren't as wedded, we weren't as entangled, I guess, with Israel as we are now, but we were definitely entangled with like the Cuban diaspora that was constantly trying to get us to go into Cuba. And obviously there's all these people with the CIA that were part of like the Bay of Pigs and stuff that like made up this heavy lobby. And it's like I think Venezuela, like the lobby has been kind of because they do have their own lobby, obviously the diaspora, but like it's been now Israel's kind of taken over all of that, which like it doesn't they're not operating at class or cross purposes, because it's the same politicians that will support Israel to the hilt that will support regime change in Venezuela to the hilt, so it doesn't really matter.
And it's always interesting too to hear people who are from Cuba, like I escaped God, who was running Castro, right? Castro, like, we escaped Castro and fascism and communism. I'm like, no, you're talking about Batista. Batista's the one who did all that shit to you people.
Both Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, their parents fled Batista, and they constantly say that their parents fled Castro, but they didn't. The timelines would not have had enough.
Yeah, have you ever watched? Because I was watching, Ed Sullivan went to interview Castro, and he was talking about like Castro was like, love the United States, want to form like a good like partnership, they got I was like, what happened? Like, what the what happened? Like, it's so funny to me to hear like Castro being interviewed in the 50s and 60s, like before this went down. It's like, damn, he does not seem like the bad guy at all.
So there's a really, really good book that I'd recommend, Cuba and American History by Ada Fair. And it actually is, it's a really, really good guide to like the entirety of, then she's definitely like, you know, she's definitely on the left. Like she's been on American Prestige with Danny Bessner and Derek Davis and a bunch. And like, so she doesn't hide that, you know, having that kind of bias, but it's an objective look at the Cuban-American relationship all the way through. And it's a really big, like it's a thick, like a really well-sourced book. And I would definitely recommend that book. But yeah, like Castro started off as a nationalist. It wasn't until it was after the Bay of Pigs, and it was when they were bombing the harbor in Havana, pretty much, and a bunch of people, like, you know, that were New Castro, like a bunch of them died because of U.S. strafing, which we don't talk about, like the U.S. sponsoring right-wing terrorism for decades in Cuba. That's when he came out and said,
most South American, and even within South America too. I mean, my God, I mean, you know, Pinochet and all that, like a lot. Like I was telling my mom, I'm like, you know, most of the people that are probably celebrating what's going on in South America are just people with European names. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, after World War II, a lot of Nazis escaped to South America. And so when a lot of people,
my favorite one,
you got the meme, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but no, my favorite one was there was this woman that had this I'm trying to find her. I'm not gonna play the video because her face is annoying and her voice is annoying, but there's a Venezuelan journalist who lives in America, who's lived in America since she was I want to say 11, but her name is Germania Rodriguez Polo, like, and
yeah. Yeah,
and it's like
we know where you come from. Like, it's like, you know, all these people that are celebrating, you know, Argentina, Venezuela, Chile, you know, like Brazil. I'm like, you guys don't have names that are South American. You have names that are like Hungarian, German, European. Like your family were Nazis. We know what your grandfather and great grandfather were. Okay, I'm just saying, I know what my great grandfather was, and I had to live with that. But it's like, come on, you're not actually. Like, your mother might have been, you know, definitely, but your father, hell no.
So they identified the woman that ICE shot today in Minneapolis.
Yeah. Her mother.
Her name was Renee Good. She was 37. She had 3 children. I saw the photo of the bloodstained car, and it was like there was blood splash on all of these like children's toys that she had. Apparently, she just drive through neighborhoods and like people like, I don't know, people that apparently knew her were saying,
they're really they can't paint her as some like criminal. She was a U.S. citizen. Yeah,
but she was also like, at least according to her mom, she had 3 children, was not part of any ICE protest groups. I mean, of course they're gonna just say yes, she was, her mom didn't know or whatever, but it didn't seem like it was somebody that
kind of like a Heather Heyer situation, it almost, you know, kind of like you know, very much like that, because a lot of some people were trying to, you know, paint Heather Heyer as like something. I'm like, no, she got run over by a Nazi in Charlottesville.
How he says she white. It is very Heather Heyer.
They can't yet be some, you know, illegal immigrant who's brown, because my mom's like, why is ICE doing this? I'm like, if you look brown, they will go after you. It does not matter.
Yeah, I just think at this point, it's not even, I mean, obviously ICE is operating under,
or if you just try to resist or show disrespect, that's like grounds for offense.
Yeah, I think obviously ICE is operating under extreme racial biases because their job is, hey, get the brown people. But I think that as soon as anyone resists in any way, shape, or form, or they you know, as soon as they believe that somebody's resisting or not complying with them, I think that there's a lot of people. I mean, they're just giving away like $50,000 bonuses to people who can't get employed.
Yeah, I don't understand why the left hasn't thought of infiltrating ICE. And I've been saying this. I'm like, guys, think of what you do.
I made a joke. I made kind of a joke about that. I was like, well, I did see someone that said, and then I made it to Dan and Bam when I was on with them, and they both like looked at me like, no. I was like, what? I didn't say it.
What? We could take down the operation from the inside. It's been done before. Like, what? Come on, people.
Yeah,
think.
I don't know. I wouldn't.
You don't even need that much experience. I mean, fucking Dean Cain is in ICE now. I mean, sure, he broke a bone, but he's in it. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, he did break. Didn't he fall or something? There was something weird.
Yeah. You don't really need much training.
Being
But
chained in the
but
membrane.
but the problem is that a lot of like obese dudes are going into ice training, and they're like, oh no, yeah, maybe we need like a weight class, like a weight limit and a fitness. I'm like, well, yeah,
I mean,
because they're in there for the money.
there's the only way to really like, I don't know, juice the numbers as much as they wanted to was like, you got to get the dregs. You got to get the dregs that can't become cops. And it's like we already have too low a threshold for becoming a cop in the United States. So I can't fucking imagine.
You have to. It takes longer to become a hairdresser than it is to become a cop. When I found that out, I was like,
I don't think that's definitely not true everywhere, but yeah, that's true. And like, there's definitely places like down south and stuff. Because I've looked that up before, and it's like there are some places that do require like a 4-year criminal justice degree and stuff. And it's like, yeah, that seems like that should be like the bare minimum. Like,
yeah.
I mean, like not that going to college and going to these woke colleges will ensure that people don't, people have to clear the barriers, because I think people just have a power trip no matter what station in life they're kind of from, like.
Yeah, remember this Stanford prison experiment? I mean, that's like one of the things you learn in psychology class. It's like within like a day or two, these kids were like, I have the power, I can use it. And it's like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, it's crazy how easy it is for someone to be like, I have power, I can use that. Like, no, don't.
So I guess we should talk about Venezuela and
you mean the oil? Oh, no, wait, we're liberating them, right? Yeah,
we're gonna make it as they said in Walker, we're here to make it free. We're here to liberate them for freedom and democracy. This is Trump just going for it and saying the quiet part out loud, I guess. Right after, I guess, Maduro was kidnapped. Today he said, by the way, kidnapped, not a bad word for what he did.
Which is transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious, because that's what we're all about.
That's what we're all about.
He's got to be judicious, because that's what we're all about.
Can someone please kidnap our president? Like, seriously. Like, also, he wants to get Greenland. I'm like, what the fuck does Greenland have? Also, Greenland has ice. We all know Greenland and Iceland, the Vikings messed it up.
By the way, I had the volume up as loud as it just wasn't very loud on that video.
Yeah. I just don't understand what does Greenland have besides ice?
Well, so the entire
Iceland has all the green.
Well, maybe that's where all the ice agents are. And we're going to rescue all the beautiful ice. No, the thing is that it's in the Arctic, and if we're trying to counter Russia and we're trying to the influence of Russia, right? And like not Russia, it's whatever. But I don't have a Windows computer, so maybe that's maybe where I'm messing up here. But no, it has to do with the Arctic and countering, the influence of countries like Russia that right now have influence in Russia, or in the Arctic that we're trying to fight against, and the resources that are in Greenland. Like there's a bunch of I'm getting wrecked here. Right, there's rare earth minerals, but there's also there's oil up there, and like the U.S. has, I think on like 3 different occasions, Greenland has let us / Denmark has let us go in and map out where all the different minerals are and where the likely places for oil. So it's like we want to go in there and we want to drill. And a problem with, or not a problem, I think as far as socialists are concerned, but a problem as far as as far as the Trump administration at least is concerned, is going in there and they've shut down, because it's like a social democracy / socialist country kind of. They stopped everyone from going in and drilling because of climate change. So that's kind of what we're trying to prevent, I think. But it's like, I don't know. It's kind of crazy because they've already said, I mean, who knows? But Denmark has already said that they're going to pull out of NATO, and several NATO countries have said the NATO alliance is going to fall apart. I mean, but maybe that's what Trump wants. Like, which
Yeah, maybe he's like, I'm doing this for the NATO drop, you know?
It's like, I think that there would be a lot of, I mean, I do think that there would be a lot of pushback from both Republicans and Democrats if Trump just unilaterally pulled out of NATO. And that's been one of his big, complaints for a long time is NATO. And it's like, maybe that wouldn't be the same if he declared some kind of military intervention to grab Greenland, and then everyone would rally around the flag.
I liked how during Trump's first administration, like a lot of countries are like, we understand it's not the U.S. government, we understand it's Trump's a problem, not the U.S. But then other countries were like, oh no, a lot of Americans are like him. We can't be doing this anymore. And I'm like, I don't blame them. I really don't blame them. Like,
yeah. But Trump's already said that he's going to try it next for possibly Colombia. He's going to try to remove Gustavo Petro.
Cuba.
Yeah, but Gustavo Petro.
We are back in the 70s, y'all. Let's go.
It's kind of crazy because at the end of the year, his term expires. And you only get one term as the president of Colombia. Not the college, not the university, but the but the
not the capital of South Carolina.
I think you get unlimited terms as the president of the university, but not as the president of the country. And I don't necessarily know if Petro's like policy towards, I mean, like a big part of it has been trying to get all of the gangs to come to some kind of truce. And I think he's done a pretty good job with some of them, but like the biggest one, like FARC or whatever, whichever one is called, like they've kind of been, or at least the biggest one that's left, has not wanted to make a deal with the administration or a truce with the administration. So like, who knows if Petro would even, his party would be elected again with somebody else at the helm of it. It's like going after Colombia seems like it would be like the biggest waste of time. But Steinbaum is like one of the most popular politicians.
Yeah, because he's even talking about doing something in Mexico. I'm like, you don't fuck my girl Claudia. What are you doing? What you hush, stop. Like, he just thinks he could take over any country now.
Yeah, and it feels like everything's empowering him, and the more that there's no
checks and balances,
or even just an opposition of any kind, it seems like it empowers them more and more. And like, you already have today there was a meeting on Venezuela with the Senate, and they're deciding whether they're going to do a war powers measure. It's like you're going to have Fetterman breaking with the Democrats in the Senate. So
yeah. Fetterman was saying like, "Hey, Greenland sounds like a good idea." I'm like, "Wait, what? What?"
Yeah. Well, you said, but not by force. But it's like, all right. Well, Denmark already said they're not gonna sell Trump Greenland. So like, the only answer after that is force, right? Like, you can't. I don't know. There's a big part about the Greenland thing. Like, it actually the whole thing goes along like farther back than you'd think it does, because Harry Truman built like multiple bases during World War II, like makeshift bases, I guess, pretty much on Greenland. And like during the greater part of the Cold War, we had bases continuing to be on Greenland that we leased for the longest time, but the leases were up after a while, and Denmark said like, no, I don't think we're going to continue this.
Yeah.
So that's like a big part of it too. It's like Trump's gonna, I think, try to say, oh well, we want to get our bases back, pretty much. But it's like, I think one of them was like the highest base we have anywhere in the world, like in terms of like northern. In terms of northern, it's like, can you elaborate more on that, dude? Like, it's presidents. I think that like like one of our highest northern bases, and like the ability to have one of those, and to counter, not to counter, I think, Russia's push into, like places like Ukraine or anywhere like that, but to counter Russia's push into this part of the hemisphere, because that's really we're going to try to have.
But Nick Shirley said there's nothing going on in Ukraine. Everything's great. Or no way, he said it was satire, and I'm like, just labeling like this satire because you got caught being a grifting piece of shit doesn't help.
Did you see his Did you see his
he's only 23. I thought he was like 43.
I saw this clip earlier. I'm gonna try to find some of it. But he was being interviewed by that guy Sean Ryan, who's like a MAGA like true believer. Although he did have Hunter Biden on his podcast. Everyone got mad at him. But, but he was just trying to find out like basic information from that Nick Shirley kid. And
his parents are fraudsters.
but he was just trying to find out like the most basic information from him, and he was like folding under no pressure, like just the guy asking him basic questions, and he already was like he didn't know the answers to like the most basic questions. He was like they're after me, and he's like, okay, let's talk about this. Who's after you? Like can I have names of the people that are after you? And he didn't even have that. It was on
Again, like I have friends who fallen for the Somali daycare stuff, and they're like, oh, they're trafficking kids because there's really no kids there. I'm like, what the? I'm like, what is with you people falling for right wing, grifting, like nonsense that's clearly being funded by Israel, the same country that you claim to hate so much in AIPAC, yet you're falling for Israeli propaganda. It's I'm like, just say you're racist and you hate brown people. Like, don't say you're on the left or whatever. Just, that you have like some of these people who claim to just be anti-establishment, they have blind spots where they fall for the obvious things that it's like, have you not learned anything from Acorn? Have you not learned from this? Right wingers are always coming up. Project Veritas, you guys just, it's amazing what QAnon just broke people's brains.
It's not even like it's not even people that are like smart about the shit that they're doing anymore. Like, all right, this is the video that I was talking about. Whoops.
I was forced to start giving my opinions because they came after me. I actually never even gave my opinions on the internet. However, my hand was forced to start giving my opinions because they came after me. They came after my family. They doxed my entire family.
How did they come after you? Be specific.
Well, they tried to come after me. They tried to debunk all my whole entire story. They then
Who's they?
all the news.
Would you just get more
CNN.
specific? CNN. Who within CNN?
CBS.
Who's the reporter?
I don't even know her name because she's irrelevant. Nobody knows who she is.
That's
name names, people.
That's the kid that people are falling for his story where he goes, I couldn't stop thinking about The Shining and Jack when Jack like puts his face into the thing, he goes, here's Johnny. But I kept thinking about that with his video where he's just like trying to he's like, let me see the kids.
Where's the children? What is this, a daycare or not? And it's like, I'm sorry, but first of all, it was Christmas break. Also, too, that luring, I'm like, that was actually a sign on the back of a restaurant. When I found that out, I was like,
yeah, the interview for that was Sean Ryan. He's like he's one of those military guys that has one of those. He's MAGA, like he's very, very MAGA. Although everyone's mad at him for having Hunter Biden on for like an hour, but very, very MAGA.
We love Hunter Biden here, man. Like everyone loves Hunter Biden. That because he's so like authentic. He's like, yeah, I did crack cocaine and sniffed it off the assholes of prostitutes. What's wrong with that? He's himself. You can't hate him. I'm sorry.
I never heard him talk. Like for now he's been on multiple podcasts. I've heard him talking. He actually kind of
sounds nothing like his dad.
He sounds a lot like his at least when he says stuff, he looks like his dad. Like he doesn't necessarily talk like he doesn't talk like his dad in the sense of that's
a bunch of malarkey.
But like I don't know. He sound like he looks like his dad, and it kind of bugs me out. But he sounds like someone that's just been at a bar for too long. But yeah. So Sean Ryan is like one of those operator military guys who's MAGA. Like he's aligned with the Trump administration. He's had everybody from the Trump administration on pretty much. So he's just trying to get basic information out of that kid, and that kid just doesn't have like. I don't know. He doesn't even have the. He doesn't even sound like.
He, like him and his mom have a weird like incestuous thing going on too, from what I've heard. Like during COVID, his prom got canceled. And she's like, "I'll be your date for this fake prom we'll have together," and I'm like, "Yes, exactly." Nick, when I heard that he was 23, I was like, "No way! I'm 32. Look at see any wrinkles? Like what in the hell? Like what is with like." I don't know, Forrest. I don't know if you know this, but for a lot of us millennials, we use those strong acidic pads, right? We use apricot scrub for face wash. We use the thickest moisturizer possible and SPF. People are like, how come millennials are not aging? I'm like, it's because all that crap we did to our skin.
Yeah, I didn't do any of that.
No wonder.
No wonder. Although I do like a nice face mask sometimes, but it's not something.
My sister's finally having a skincare routine because she realized being out in the sun all the time, she's getting older because she's gonna be 40 next week. And I'm like, she's like, what do I do? I'm like, you should have been doing this 20 years ago, bitch. I've been doing it. I stay out of the sun. Like people ask me, like people
are gonna look.
ask me if
people
I'm in
are
high
gonna look,
school. I'm like, nope, I'm
gonna
in my
look
30s now.
crazy. I don't know. People are gonna look crazy in a few years. I feel like because it's like people are doing so much shit to their faces now.
Everyone's
Like,
looking the same.
I used to think it was just like I don't know. I guess I was naive. I used to think it was just mostly like rich people, not rich people in the sense of like people that have necessarily millions of dollars, but like upper middle class at least kind of people
Yeah.
that like had the money to do stuff to their faces. And then I dated my ex, and she was getting like lip filler, and I was like, wait, this is something that like poor people now do too. Like,
Yeah. I mean, like if I like also too, one thing that pisses me off, and everyone's talking about like everyone has the same face. Everyone's got the buccal fat removal.
Yeah.
I mean, facelifts are fine because that to me, facelifts look more natural than getting filler, right? Because it fattens up the face. But like watching period dramas now, it's like everyone's got veneers, perfectly pearly white veneers,
yeah.
facelifts, buccal fat, filler, and I'm like, no, like because like I never had braces. My 2 front teeth are the only teeth that are crooked. I don't even have my wisdom teeth removed, and yet my bottom teeth straight. Like my wisdom teeth, they cut in perfectly to the point where I don't have to get them removed. I don't want to get them removed. I'm terrified to dentist. But like a lot of people are like, yeah, if you were to get into acting, people would love your face because you don't have shit done to it. I'm like, the only thing I probably would do is just get like upper lip fillers.
I feel like a lot of
my
people
bottom lip is so big. Like I
a
have
lot of
like the
people
upper
get
lip.
into this kind of stuff though, being like, oh, I'm not going to do anything to my face, and then there's a lot of pressure to do stuff to your face. I mean, you even see it with the like It's Always Sunny cast. They're starting to do stuff to their face, and their entire thing.
Except for Charlie. Charlie's the only one who hasn't
Yeah.
done anything to his face.
Also the most famous out of all of them.
Yeah.
And he was like he was the most famous out of all of them even before I think It's Always Sunny. But Venezuela's budget for the military is like 3.92 million. Denmark's military budget is 9.8 billion. US military budget, I mean, it's literally about $2 billion. Like it is true. Yeah. It's like but like how much does that really get you? Like I don't know. We're like we're really good at those operations.
If I have $3.92 million, man, the shit that I would do.
But like I don't know, like we're really good at those operations, like the stuff that we did with Maduro, kind of where we find out from a country, like we have people working with us inside of the country to find out where somebody is, and then we go either extract them or kill them, right? Like we're pretty good at those operations. We're not so good at the operations where it's counterinsurgency, especially, but like or any kind of any real kind of like fighting for an elongated period of time, like, and especially if it requires some kind of thing where you have to like convince the population to follow you. Like we're good at giving people money, like we did in Iraq. Like for short periods of time, we handed different tribes or different groups of insurgency groups like money, and they're like, okay, we'll be friends with you for this amount of time, but they don't stick around once the money dries up. And America's very good at drying the money up once once somebody gets upset about it.
The It's Always Sunny drops lately. It's just because it's the longest running sitcom in history now, and it's still very much memeable. And people have noticed that the cast members have gotten a lot of work done. I mean, the show's been on for 20 years now. Oh, yeah, over 20 years now. And they literally did an episode where they made fun of the fact that they did get work done. Like they did like the weird like facelifts and Charlie shaving his head and like all this weird shit. And I'm like, oh wow, okay. I'm getting called out. So It's Always Sunny is always something that's going to be talked about because I mean it's very relevant politically, and like, wow,
Yeah. So I had a surreal moment when
he's wearing his eye sleep mask for God's sakes.
They captured they captured Maduro, and it landed at Story Airport, which is my grandpa works.
Yeah. That's crazy. Oh, I think Forrest froze. Oh no. Uh-oh. Hey guys, what's up?
I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know why I went offline for a second. But yeah, that's the air base where my grandpa worked. For when my dad was a kid, I guess. So I was like, oh shit, like that's where he's landing. It's
Yeah,
like a
no one wants to
military
go
base
through that area that you were talking about, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's in Newburgh, which is like our version of like having a kind of a hood, like a hood nearby or whatever. Like because it's the area where the highway originally went past it rather than going through it, and it was like one of the areas that was on the Hudson. So just as they started hiring especially a lot of like black families from Harlem and saying, oh, we'll give you like good middle class housing or better living to live here, just as that kind of happened, they pulled the funding out from pretty much from Newburgh, so it became kind of like the slum of the area. So it's always funny to be like, yeah, I guess Maduro has to drive through like the traffic and, and
yeah,
shit.
him and Luigi are probably bunk buddies now. I don't know, because they're in the same prison. It's also, I saw Maduro's perp walk, and I'm like Luigi had like 500 cops during his, but Maduro had like 3, and I'm like, wow, a dictator doesn't get that much of a cop surrounding him. Okay, that's weird.
He didn't have his. Well, I know, but
He didn't kill capital.
A big part of the well, I'm sure he's killed some capital, but a big part of the thing behind the Luigi thing was that Eric Adams wanted to be photographed walking with Luigi. Like he wanted to be filmed.
Yeah, now and now look, if I were Mom Donnie, I'll be like, you know what? Let's make it a misdemeanor. No, he wouldn't do that. But like, oh my God. So I forgot to say, there's this girl on TikTok, right, that I'm following, and her fiance looks exactly like Mom Donnie. She's like, oh my God, people have been stopping us to take photos, to sign autographs, because he does look like him, but a little bit cuter. And I'm like, oh my God, this is good. She's like, is there gonna be like a Mom Donnie lookalike contest? I'm like, there better be, because your fiance is gonna win. Like, that's part of her TikTok bio too. She's like, I'm engaged to a Mom Donnie lookalike.
There's got to be like a Timothy Chalamet lookalike contest style thing where they do a Zoran Mandami lookalike contest.
They did one for the Pedro Pascal and the lighting dude from the Daily Show one. That was crazy.
I thought so. That guy looked so much like Pedro Pascal that they interviewed him, and I thought it was because I wasn't looking at like once it was on the screen, like I was watching it like the bigger clip of it. I was like, all right, he doesn't look that. But when it was like the small clip on like Twitter or whatever of that guy, I was like, wait, I thought that was Pedro Pascal. I was like, why is Pedro Pascal just lounging in the Daily Show like that?
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like, what in the hell? Like, it's so funny to me. Like, it's
yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to find the one. Here. Okay, here we are. Damn. Okay. Well, okay, TikTok. But like, this is. It's well, actually, you know what? Fuck it. Let me show it. I can share it. Duh. Okay, like this is the thing that I was like.
What the Zoran lookalike?
Yeah, like this is not this. Okay, let me just, because I don't want but like, does this guy not look like Zoran?
Oops.
Like, there's more. Where? I'm trying to look for
that guy does look like Zoran.
Like what the like what the fuck? I mean,
that's crazy.
I mean, and so he's like, I mean, it's funny because it's like, that's her whole like TikTok bio now, and she's like, the amount of people who stop us now to take photos, to take autographs, thinking he's the mayor of New York City, and I'm like, he's never gonna escape. He's never gonna escape.
If I was that guy, I would I would cause a scene or something or I would have someone cause a scene so that the mayor gets distracted, and I would go into the mayor's office wearing a suit, and I would see if I could get away with it for a day, just like everyone would be like, wait, why are there 2 of you?
Yeah,
you could like
some politicians or public figures have lookalikes, for cases that and that he would be perfect for that, like perfect.
You could Prince and the Pauper it. Should we do what they used to do on like I don't know, like MSNBC, and should we bring Alex on for a minute and hang out with Alex? Like should we banter with Alex?
Yeah.
What up?
What's going
Yeah, I miss those times watching MSNBC or Fox News, and they would do
We
the
still call it
handoff.
MSNBC. Is it MSN
No one's gonna call it
Network
MS
now or whatever? And I'm
no
like,
one's gonna call it MS now.
Yeah.
It's just like with Twitter. It's still Twitter. It's not X.
yeah.
No one's gonna. It's
The
already
everything
branded.
app.
My
Everything
favorite
app.
one. My favorite one of those handoffs, though. There's these videos of. It's when Tucker Carlson was on MSNBC, and it's him bantering with Rachel Maddow, and it's like,
He would bring her on.
yeah,
He would bring her on because she was on Air America, and he would bring her on to debate and like, look at this loony lefty who doesn't want to go to Iraq and Afghanistan, and basically made her, because she was so good at dismantling him, made her a star on that network, and probably got that show because of him.
Watching Tucker Carlson and Rachel Maddow back then being like having fun banter where they're kind of like mocking their own like political beliefs to each other, having a good time. I'm like, I missed that. What happened to that?
Well, there was always an undercurrent. I mean, this is a war between the two of them too.
Yeah.
And I mean, I got the live feed here of like the Minneapolis Fox that I'm watching, and it's today's a day for sure. Jesus Christ, what happened today was horrible. And I can't stop thinking about it. But I was enjoying watching you guys talk about Trump in Venezuela and fucking all the celebrity gossip that just flows out of your mouths. It's so funny. it's so I love it.
Like
We've been
it's a
doing
great
this for
show
years.
on this space.
I feel like one of the things is that because it's only like it's we do movie night extravaganza Tuesday, and then not to plug it or anything, and then this Wednesday I feel like it's like
you should plug it. Adam McKay better plug it.
Yeah.
We're having Adam McKay and Josh Olson on
that's Blue Sky
back to back.
Yeah. Well, not just back to back. It's not even week to week. We're having one on Friday, and then on that Friday, which is I think the 23rd, and then the other one on the 27th or whatever that Tuesday is. So it's like literally back to back. It's
awesome.
Like within 5 days of each other. I don't even know how we pulled that off. I was kind of kidding around, and I was like, since we're having Josh Olson, like we should see if we could get Adam McKay to come back on because he said he would, and then Conan was
like, sure,
yeah, we should. He didn't.
I'm so happy that he followed me back on Twitter when he still had a Twitter, and I was like, you know what, let me shoot my shot.
Yeah,
and it worked.
Christina was the one that befriended him, and we didn't necessarily even like we didn't know what Christina's like. Wow, he followed me back. I should see if I can get him on the show. And it's like, yeah. And then he was like, all right, like
that's so cool. I mean, cool dude.
Yeah,
cool dude.
Yeah. And I'm excited too, because in February when we do our Oscars month, we're gonna have my friend Kayla on. She's a big YouTuber. Kayla Says she's responsible for the whole how the internet fell out of love with insert celebrity.
I think I've seen her videos before.
Yeah. She keeps it very simple, and we're gonna have her on for the ping pong movie.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the ping pong movie. Have you seen the ping pong movie? Is it good?
Yeah. We both. I saw it. I started like a new tradition this year where on holidays I just go to the movies. Like, and I feel I want to keep this up because I'm not the biggest fan of holidays, and I feel like family drama and stuff happens, and I feel like it helps me just to know that at the end of the day I'm going to the movie.
Yeah, especially when you're if a movie's long, like a Wicked or something, like 3 hours. Let's go.
I saw Sinners and Thunderbolts last year because I was having a bad day, and I was like, honey, I just want to go to the movies. Let's just go to the movies and
I went to
go outside, touch grass a little bit.
I went to Roosevelt Field in because I was on Long Island with family, and I went to Roosevelt Field on Christmas Day. And like there's like a very big Jewish population in Long Island, and I feel like
is there?
I mean, obviously, you live in the city, but I'm just saying like so I feel like everybody, I feel like so many people, because it was packed, so I feel like a lot of people that lived in the area were just like, oh, this is like, because Marty Supreme was such a Jewish movie, I don't know, there was
is it?
Yeah.
Is it like Woody Allen without the grossness?
Yeah.
Well, it's a lot like it's a toned down kind of Uncut Gems kind of vibe, I would say.
Uncut
I haven't seen
Gems.
Uncut Gems still.
Really?
And
You gotta
I've been
watch
meaning-
Uncut Gems.
I have so many
Dude,
movies. on my
you would
list.
love Uncut Gems.
I know. That's why I'm like, let me try
Mhm.
because I feel like sometimes movies do get too hectic, and I get anxious,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
Yeah.
and I
Well,
know
my
that's
thing was-
That's
what
how
kind
you
of
were doing one
movie that
after
is.
another.
My thing
And
is Uncut
Oh,
Gems.
yeah, that too.
I can't remember if this was the first time I saw it or the second time I saw it, because it was on. I think it still is on. Well, now it's on HBO Max, I think, but it was on YouTube at the time. And I took an edible like during COVID and watched Uncut Gems, and I
Oh,
was
shit.
got so anxious. I was like,
I'm sure.
I think it was the second time I watched it, and I was with my ex-girlfriend, and I was like, oh, you gotta watch this movie, it's so good. Adam Sandler is like in a serious role, and he doesn't feel like Adam Sandler. He feels like
See,
this
that's
crazy
where they lost
game
me.
person.
When he started doing that, I was like, I remember Jim Carrey doing this and not liking it. Like, here's
Yeah.
what happened. Here's my villain origin story.
Hey, comedians
my-
make great dramatic actors, believe it or not.
I was a kid,
Chris,
and my parents were like, we're visiting our friends out of state, and we're like, our parents want to get a movie from Blockbuster to entertain me and my friend, and the new Jim Carrey movie's out, the Majestic. So they rent the Majestic for us, thinking it's Jim Carrey's, The Mask, Ace Ventura slapstick, and boy, I was so mad sitting through that movie that I was like, I never want to see any serious Jim Carrey ever again.
Yeah,
and so goes for most other comedians.
This isn't like
not all.
No, I think you'd have a lot of fun watching Uncut Gems. I think you'd really like it.
I'll check it out.
yeah.
It's
on my list.
It's at the perfect intersection of like kind of basketball culture, rap culture, and frenetic diamond
gambling.
Well, just the diamond
Is what
district, you've driven past the diamond district or a million times, right? Like,
Yeah.
so it takes place in the diamond district, and it has like that kind of vibe to it where like a lot of rappers obviously go to get jewelry there, and like a lot of basketball players
It's
get jewelry
funny.
there.
I know it's called the Diamond District because that's where they have real diamonds, but I
Yeah.
still don't believe any diamonds are real that are in,
that would be
unless
great.
it's like a K Jewelers or like something like fancy looking.
Every
But those
diamond district
places don't look
K.
Diamond
fancy
district is
looking.
where the district or where the diamonds come in from all the other countries, and then they kind of get
Oh,
spread
really?
out from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
You know,
I don't know. That's like the center of that world. But it's a great conspiracy theory would be diamonds don't exist.
diamonds are the girls. But you know,
Well, I
what's so
mean,
weird
I'm
though?
just used to like Canal Street and shit, and like everything's
My-
bootleg. I'm sorry, go ahead.
my sister FaceTimes. Oh my god! Once we move to Jersey, she's just we don't have to worry about her drunk FaceTiming us anymore because we'll be there. But she was like, I was asking her like, did you watch Sinner? She's like, oh my god, I hated it. I couldn't get through the whole movie, and I'm like, what? I'm like, how? She's like, when the vampires, I just got confused and got lost. I'm like, when people say the movie's good up until the vampires, I'm like, do you not understand the point of Sammy's gift? If you take the supernatural element away from Sinners, what is the movie?
Right.
Yeah, I felt like the first time watching Sinners, I mean, like the second, third, fourth, but like I've been so much of a bigger fan of it. But at first, all I could think about was From Dusk Till Dawn, and I was like,
Me too. As
Yeah.
I was watching it, I was like, "This is From Dusk Till Dawn." and
Yeah, I
kept
wasn't
comparing
thinking
it.
about that. I emptied my mind.
Yeah, so
I've
I
just-
liked.
I've just watched From Dusk Till Dawn so many fucking times.
Yeah, me
like,
too. Yeah, great movie.
another
yeah,
movie where a comedian, Quentin Tarantino, plays a serious role.
I mean,
Isn't he, like the worst thing about that movie, though? I mean,
That's the only film role that I've liked Quentin Tarantino.
yeah,
in.
because it's him. He's a pervert, like maniac.
he's just playing himself, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And also Selma.
Damn,
Hayek, I mean,
only a good first 30 minutes, because then I think we lost him when we said diamonds aren't real.
But Sinners, I liked Sinners. I haven't watched it again. I want to watch it again.
Diamonds are
but-
very interesting, Chris.
We've I feel like Sinners was my most rewatched movie of 2025,
My my mom
especially
reminded-
now because Jack O'Connell's doing a promo for the Bone Temple, and I'm excited. I'm like, on my I already know my letterbox reviews can be like,
Oh, From Dusk
Yeah,
Till
I'm
Dawn
sorry
was
to
good.
tell you,
Oh, I
we
thought
watched.
we were being hated on with with the good first 30 minutes. And he said,
Yeah, but like
I
my
don't know.
Letterboxd
I like
review,
the-
one line
yeah.
review for 28 Years Later Bone Temple will be like, oh my god, guys, my favorite part is when Jack O'Connell and the Jimmies broke out into Rocky Road to Dublin around the Bone Temple.
Well, we're on our like week break during when the Bone Temple comes out. So I'm definitely one day that we're doing it's hilarious that we're doing a week break and then Adam McKay and then
Yeah,
Josh
it's
Olson.
Josh Olson.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
And both of those
yeah,
things
he
are-
better
both
promote
those,
the hell out of
yeah.
movie night extravaganza and this space. I want to
Yeah,
see
well,
Adam
at least
McKay
the Josh
talk
Olson one will
on
definitely
Colbert.
be the Josh Olson one will definitely be live on this space. I think it's gonna be a couple days after or something that they're gonna do the Adam McKay one because obviously it's gonna be on a Friday and the space doesn't necessarily do live Fridays right now.
But you all, the spacers, should come into the Movie Night Extravaganza YouTube channel chat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I should put our Discord in the
The more this space grows, and thinking about what Jake said something yesterday on what you can do, and Andrea said something today of a similar effect. We are all talking into the internet, and there is more that people could do. Now, I'm not going to do it. I'm saying that right now. I'm not putting my life on the line for the things going on in this country. And a lot of people are in that same boat, not to bring it down to a heavy place. But I think building like this space being a platform that will, as it grows, will get built out into its own website and be 5 days a week, 7 days a week, 24/7, a place where like a legit, Matt Letterhack is a pirate radio kind of guy, is a punk kind of guy. And I think it does add value to have voices out there.
Yeah. I think
not
right
everyone.
now,
I think not everyone can take up the battle flags, and the people who are, and they have been. Like the people like Kat Abou-Ghazala, who could have, when she left Media Matters, gone and just been like, I'm a streamer now. Now she's chose to run for office. Be like, what are the levers that we can use? Zoran Mamdani was an assemblyman because he's like, what? I need to do something. What's the smallest job I can, run for?
Yeah.
And built his way up. I don't know his whole origin story, but like,
no, that's I think that's
there are people stepping up, and they have. I mean, again, like the squad getting in, like the Blue Tea Party has been happening since 2018. Everything got derailed.
The coffee party
because of COVID and whatever. But like, yeah, the coffee party.
I mean, that is actually
a lot of
thing.
energy. And I think I do still have hope going forward. And I think that we all play our roles how we can.
Yeah,
how we can afford.
I would add to that. I don't think it's anything to be ashamed about that. You can't at this moment put your body on the line, because I think that we're at a point where life has been so degraded, like just the concept of life, right? And like in our culture has been so degraded that like there's a pretty big chance that
because I'm thinking like
like actual physical body.
People have been talking about Aaron Bushnell again. And I'm like, Aaron Bushnell went out of the news like that because the news doesn't want to talk about that, doesn't want to inspire people, doesn't want to, and these names should be venerated. Like Heather Heyer, like you were talking about earlier, like Renee Good now, along with George Floyd, and like for all different reasons. Yes. Capital.
Yeah.
Capital.
But at the same time, like, Renee Good is now has 3 kids that are going to grow up, like without a mother. Like that's it's deeply tragic.
Every single person in Gaza, every single person in Venezuela who died a couple days ago from the bombings.
80 people. I think 80 people so far.
Like
I was getting into arguments with people that were like, oh, well, 40 of those people were like military / security. It's like, yeah, but we're not at war with Venezuela. Like it doesn't really matter in the same way that, you know, in a war, you're like, well, there's a differential between military and civilian. And it's like, yeah, but if you just randomly attack a country, that doesn't really fucking matter, right? Like they just got randomly killed. Like, I don't know, like it was pissing me off that it's like,
yeah. I mean, look, I think I still think like good is on the way and it's going to turn. I've been thinking about, like, remember, you guys know this shit, Jimmy Dore from 2016 when he was talking to Sam Cedar saying
the moon would fall like Michigan before
Michigan.
Trump got 3 Supreme Court picks. I remember that vividly because he was just in the car and I'm like, dude, you're an idiot. And the moon fall like Michigan.
And I'm like, you know what? Maybe
might at this point. I don't know.
Maybe a decade later, when the Biden administration didn't even feel like a different administration, a decade of this, maybe he was onto something. I mean, he was an idiot because obviously mitigate harm is the most important thing no matter what. What's the immediate thing? Like, you know, the mayor out here, Jacob Fry, I'm watching the live feed. He was talking about, like, get the fuck out of Minneapolis, like, to ICE. He's saying, get out of my fucking city. And I want to see, and I'm saying, you're the mayor. What authority do you have? Can you command your police to stop ICE from getting into your city? I mean, Zoran Mamdani put out a statement that we're going to show on Deter show in a minute here of, you know, the attack was tragic. This is rogue agents. This is ICE acting as it does, irrationally and with reckless abandon for safety. And we're going to enforce our sanctuary city laws. What does that mean? Are you going to direct the NYPD to, like, ICE is here, dude? ICE has been here. And, you know, Zoran, it's been 4 days, 6 days since he's been mayor. Like, it's a rough way to start your mayorship.
And I feel like down the line, we'll definitely we'll talk a lot more about what Zoran can and can't do in this situation. But if you guys want to have Deter jump in, not to hijack you guys' time.
No, it's good. No, I like, honestly, it's I'm looking at this channel as an avenue for me to express things that I don't necessarily want to, like, at a more personal level, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of like thinking we haven't met in person. It's a little like sci-fi, but I think because we all see the fundamentals, not every nuance, not every detail the same way, but we see the fundamentals of the change that's required to save the country. And that's a
turn your volume up a little bit.
That's a warm feeling because it's few and far between where I live, I guess, is where I'm going. I guess I'm feeling a little lonely, and it's good to get on here live. I don't think I've been on for a couple weeks, so it's good to get back on here live. I don't think I've talked with either one of you, Christina or Forrest. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe briefly at some point. We were on probably a
Amalgamation. Yeah, election streams.
Yeah.
I can't remember everyone jumping in now.
There's a lot of people. I don't know. There's a lot of names I don't know on this coalition, but I know it's awesome. And I've got a sexy interview coming in February with someone that was just recently on MS Now, who's got a really interesting book out there that we'll talk about. Not right now, but in the future.
Dieter's calling it MS Now.
it's gonna be a great opportunity to take down some more neoliberal, like everyone can get rich and everyone should want to get rich kind of thinking. And that's I'm really looking forward to that. But you guys were all up about bringing up Zoran, huh? Like, I mean, the guy just gets a machine gunned with bullshit as soon as his hand comes off the fucking text, right? Like he's
Day
just-
2, a foreign president is kidnapped to your city.
right.
Go.
Yeah, that's just making
I
a
can't
point.
relate. I'm not up north
Crazy.
yet, so
I know you're coming.
I know. I can't wait.
But we'll let you, or at least I'll let you guys do your show.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, sure.
we gotta do our out thing, and then
Do it.
and then change the background to your guys' show. But it was nice.
Okay.
It was nice talking to you guys.
All right, sounds
Yeah.
good.
You too.